there is a Creole expression, to walk together. Where life is hard, people depend upon and help each other, so that man may pray together to praise the same moral principles, and together reaffirm them.
I felt at home right away in Cape Town. There's a really open quality in people who live by the ocean. The people here have a real sense of fun, of relaxation, lightness of touch. Everywhere you look, there's real style and originality, and I think it's hard not to get caught up in it. It's got amazing food, incredible aromas and color, all the things that make life rich. But I keep getting drawn back to the mountain. It's a unique and incredible thing to have a mountain like that right in the center of a city. I mean, up there you can really feel the vibrancy of this city and its people. I find it so inspiring.
Everyone, and welcome to Dallas, to our first live writing summit outside of Switzerland since fall 2019. Can you believe it has been that long? And for this special return edition, that means exploring the incredible Super RV collection in the company of the people and the machines that make this new family of watches so unique. The formation flight looked incredibly from the ground. How difficult was it to put it together?
Formation flying always takes a lot of planning, especially when you have 4 different aircraft types and also with vintage aircraft of this nature. So we were happy to do it.
Yeah, I think, George, I think that how you guys keep the story of these legendary airplanes alive with a watch that made its own mark on aviation is just truly amazing. And plus, it's a great tool for the cockpit and a pilot's companion. So it really is living history, George.
The Super RV really takes us back to the roots of Breitling's history, the heart and core of what makes Breitling, and always has. The heritage of the Super RV goes right back to 1939 and the introduction of Breitling's first design that was dedicated to pilots and aviators, the 765 chronograph line. So in many ways, this watch's story is the story of Breitling itself.
Let's take a look at some of the design elements that define our new Super RV in detail. The highly legible dial design that incorporates 24-hour marking for the signature red tip GMT hand, as well as a seamlessly integrated date window. Next, we have the oversized crown and coin edge bezel. And now perhaps my favorite detail of all, the engraved sapphire caseback commemorating each of the incredible aircraft that the new Super RV designs are dedicated to. Finally, vintage calfskin straps recreated with this authentic pilot stitch design for extra strength and durability, as well giving you that all-important hand finish feel.
Welcome, George, to our brand new 47,000 square foot Henry V. Tippie National Aviation Education Center. So we've got young people of all ages, and we're hoping to impact thousands all across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So we believe that the aircraft and the history is such a great tool to bridge the past into the future. We also believe that education starts at the moment of inspiration. And there's no doubt that you can't be a young person and walk out and see these watches or see these aircraft and be absolutely inspired. Young people's eyes just light up and you realize that they are at the moment where they've been inspired. And they're going to learn and they're going to see that there are opportunities. There are going to be skills that they need to learn. And this is all the things that we teach here at the Education Center.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for us to support you.
Okay, runoff's complete.
Taxi check.
Brakes
And flight instruments.
checked and set.
All right. You want before takeoff?
Remember, this is just the beginning.
The dawn of the turbo-hybrid era in 2014 heralded a huge technical shake-up in Formula One. Gone were the screaming V8 engines. In their place, turbocharged hybrid power units, the most thermally efficient engines ever made, and pioneering engine recovery technology. F1 was heading in a new direction. In a quiet corner of England, the brains at Brixworth had mastered the rule change. The Mercedes power unit was peerless. And in the first race of the new era, they laid down their marker.
Come on, guys, brilliant stuff. What a car you've given me. What a car, unbelievable.
The Drivers' Championship was distilled into a duel between the two Mercedes drivers. Old friends Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. And for the next 3 seasons, the rivalry was immense. At the 2014 Belgian Grand Prix, the two Mercedes clashed on the second lap.
For the first time this season, we've seen the two Mercedes drivers coming together.
2 years later, tensions reached boiling point in Barcelona.
And it's Nico Rosberg and Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate. The two Mercedes come together as Hamilton tried to pass on the inside.
Mercedes let their rivals race, and it was pure soap opera to watch. The Silver Arrows would win 7 Drivers' Championships, a record 8 straight Constructors' titles, and claim 115 race victories. In 2016, the team steamrolled their way to a record 19 race wins in a single season. But new rules didn't just transform the cars. Lewis Hamilton also experienced a metamorphosis at Mercedes to become the hero of the hybrid era. Winning his first title with the Silver Arrows in 2014 was an emotional moment. Hamilton had once again proved his doubters wrong. The move from McLaren had been the right one. But his pursuit of perfection didn't slow down. Hamilton rewrote F1 history, reaching an incredible 100 pole positions and 100 Grand Prix wins, and capturing a record-equaling 7 world titles, and only missing out on 2 more at the final round. Hamilton became a global superstar, known not only for his awesome abilities on track, but for his activism off it. Rosberg gave his all to beat Hamilton and win the title in 2016. Childhood dream complete, he retired from F1 just 5 days later. Behind the Mercedes, and sometimes in front of them, were other daring drivers and the arrival of a new generation of racing superstars. Even before he hit the track, Max Verstappen was making headlines. At 17 years old, some wondered if he was too young for an F1 debut. He wasn't. Red Bull had discovered another precocious talent, winning on his debut for the senior team in Spain. After some jaw-dropping drives, Max matured into a championship contender and delivered the dream in the most dramatic of circumstances, the final lap of the final race in 2021.
It's a late lunge by Verstappen, who takes the lead of the race. Down the back straight, he's got a slipstream. He almost touches Verstappen. They almost make contact. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion of the world.
Next-gen stars Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon also added their names to the race winners' rostrum in the hybrid age. As in all F1 eras, the pursuit of safety continued. The tragic loss of Marussia driver Jules Bianchi rocked the sport and its close community, and spurred the governing body onto new heights. The Halo, a cockpit protection device designed by Mercedes, was introduced in 2018. Biometric gloves were also brought in to monitor the driver's pulse rate and oxygen levels, and the introduction of the virtual safety car to neutralise the race immediately. There were still lucky escapes. Perhaps luckiest of all was Romain Grosjean, who walked away from a fiery crash in Bahrain in 2020. Some innovations of the hybrid era were not quite as successful. Double points handed out for the 2014 finale were scrapped, dismissed as a gimmick. Ballooning grid penalties, like the 65 places once given to Stoffel van Dorn, were also curbed. And 2016's knockout-style qualifying revamp was quickly abandoned. Some revolutions could not have been written in any rulebook. Step forward, Daniel Ricciardo and his celebratory shoey. Have a seat, Fernando Alonso and his sun-tanning antics in Brazil. Sir Lewis Hamilton and his commitment to equality. Perhaps no one could have predicted another twist in the saga of the hybrid era. F1's longtime architect, Bernie Ecclestone, made his exit, selling up to Liberty Media, who now, along with the FIA, have revolutionised the future of the sport to serve a new generation of fans. Now a new dawn awaits. 2022 will see the debut of the first cars in F1 history to specifically promote better racing, allowing cars to follow each other more closely by reducing the effects of aerodynamic turbulence. A commitment to the best off-track powers the future too, through sustainability programs, development of cutting-edge biofuels, and scholarships to promote diversity throughout the sport. And a new generation of drivers set to take the sport to new heights. All hail the hybrid era, and long live the future.
Passione.
Le persone.
È un gioco di squadra.
Famiglia. It is this strong, truly shared sense of belonging that unites us. It is integral to our DNA. It has been the source of our unique success in the past, and it will also power our future.
Innovazione.
Tradizione.
Di eccellenza.
E orgoglio.
Sogno.
Throughout 2022, we will be celebrating the 75th anniversary of the founding of our company by Enzo Ferrari. For this special year, we have created a special icon. Each piece of the sculpture was forged here in our factory and has been individually placed by my Ferrari colleagues. It is a symbol of the Ferrari spirit, which is shared both here in Maranello and by all our family around the world. It reflects the essence of who we are, our past 75 years and our future. It is a symbol of a company that, as our founder Enzo Ferrari once said, above all, is made of people.
January 27, 1945. In the final months of World War II, Soviet troops liberate Nazi Germany's concentration camps of Auschwitz and Birkenau in Poland. That's where up to 1.5 million people, 90% of them Jews, perished as part of the Nazis' final solution to wipe out Europe's Jewish population. 1973. In Paris, peace accords are signed, officially bringing America's military role in the Vietnam War to an end. More than 2 years later, Vietnam is reunified under communist rule when South Vietnam falls to North Vietnam. 1967. At Cape Canaveral, Florida, tragedy sets back the American quest to put a man on the moon. Astronauts Virgil, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee die in a flash fire during a test aboard their Apollo 1 spacecraft. 1756. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, among the greatest composers of classical music, is born in Salzburg, Austria. And 1885. Composer Jerome Kern, whose works include the musical Showboat, is born in New York City. Today in history, January 27th. Mike Gracia, The Associated Press.
What does the Drakensberg mean to me? Well, in a word, it's widescreen. It's a cinematic landscape. It stretches from horizon to horizon. It's just huge. The mountains here are very distinctive. Their jagged peaks just pierce the horizon, and instantly you know you're in the Drakensberg because no other mountains in the world look like this. Everywhere you look, there's a great shot. The plant and animal life is amazing. I've just been stunned by the variety of birds, and there's such a sense of tranquility. It's just beautiful. The landscape seems untouched, but you look and there's rock art everywhere. It really makes me feel connected to the people who have lived here thousands and thousands of years before. But I think it's those wide open skies of the Drakensberg that will stay with me. That's what I'm going to remember.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,